is for the town board to appoint a chairperson for this meeting, since our town chair is in warmer climates.
I nominate Ted Bratney.
Second.
Do you accept your nomination?
I'm good.
I think we're going to go unanimous with that, so I'll turn it over to Ted.
Okay. Let's rise and join in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, and verification of notice posted this 15th day of 2019 at Herring's Lake Ripley Inn, Oakland Town Hall, and the town website, and published in the Jefferson County Daily Union on Friday, February 15th, 2019. Public comment, is there anyone here to speak on anything that's not already on the agenda? Nope, we're good. Okay. Entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the January 15th Town Board meeting.
I'll move to approve the minutes for the January 15th board meeting.
I wasn't there.
Second. Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. We need to sign the original on the minutes? Okay. And update from police chief, and Bruce isn't here. So update from Badgerland Disposal, Chris?
Hey, good evening. Chris from Badgerland Disposal, also Andy Schlitz from Badgerland here to represent the business. Andy manages all of our operations, drivers, and...
Do you want to go to the mic, Chris, probably?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Thanks.
Please, thanks.
So Chris from Badgerland Disposal here with Andy Schlitz, also from Badgerland Disposal. Andy manages all of our operations, drivers, and fleet. We're, I believe, 7 weeks into servicing the community now as of start of service on January 7th. Had some challenging weather, obviously, over the last month, so has not made implementation easy, but we've been doing our best to try to work out all the kinks. Usually takes us, we find, 2 to 3 months to really learn a community and work out all the bugs and make sure everybody's happy with the service. So we appreciate all the communication from the town board and the office here, working with the gals in our office, Sarah, Mackenzie, and all of our drivers, and Andy and myself. So we hope for better weather here in the future to make things run a little bit smoother. The only thing we really had to do is delay service a couple of weeks by a day. We've maintained our ability to service the town and all of our other communities within the week. We're just having to, on occasion, push things back a day. So trying to be responsive to the town and all of its residents and communicate as much as possible. And we know the weather will cooperate a little bit more as we get through this tough time. But from our standpoint, we're here to service you guys, answer any questions you have for us, do anything we can do to improve service if there's any concerns or questions I can answer tonight.
I think the number one question is, when are the smaller
Right.
carts going to be available, and
Yes.
and how are you going to work that?
Yep, so great question. And we do have the carts. The carts are in stock. We've intended to have those swapped already, but because of the weather and the challenges that's created for us, we have not been able to prioritize the cart swaps yet. We plan to start that on Monday. So our intention is to call probably 15 to 20 residents per day and let them know, put your 96 gallons out, we're bringing your 65. So we have that whole list sitting in our office. We're just waiting to be able to dispatch that. And because we've been falling behind because of the weather, we just haven't been able to put that at the front of our priority list.
Can you send us the last list we had was probably a month ago.
Yeah.
Can you send us an updated
Absolutely.
list? So if we get calls, we know who's
Yes.
on that list, Chris.
Yep, we'll get you that list, and then we can keep you updated as we swap through and call and check those off that need swaps. But I would expect we're going to be able to start that early next week. Probably be about a 2-week process for us to get through, weather cooperating. Yeah.
Is that something we can do down the road, too, if we want to?
Further swap outs?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, anytime,
Okay.
anytime. So especially as your seasonal residents come back that aren't back yet, you know, there's probably going to be another round of folks that want to make a change. That's no problem, and we'll be dealing with for sure much better weather then. So those will be easy to do. And another thing we can offer is if you guys have space here and you ever want to have a small inventory, 5, 10 sets, a lot of communities we work with, we bring a small, inventory that you can keep on site. If there's space to do so and interest, we can certainly arrange that as well.
We should probably do that because we have got.
Yeah. I think I'd like to see them get it done first.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm thinking summer.
Yeah. Well, yeah, particularly
You
as
know,
the summer, as a part-time
Late
resident.
spring or summer, maybe we'll
Yeah.
do it.
We'll get you the current list. We'll update you as we work through it, and then we can talk about bringing you out 5, 10 sets of 65-gallon carts if you want to keep them in a garage here or something like that. And then obviously as the next round of residents come back for the spring, and start calling us, we'll keep you updated on what's going on with them too.
Okay.
Are they pretty much shorter or narrower or what?
A little
Both.
narrower altogether, just a hair shorter, but it's like the overall circumference
Is narrow?
quite a bit different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you having any problems with people not putting their bins far enough apart?
I haven't heard of that. No. We've
good.
had issues
That-
of people not putting them out. And then they're calling us, not a lot, but we do get some calls of people saying, hey, you get my stuff's out and you didn't come get it. And we see that our driver was there via GPS, and we got the recycling, which came a little bit later, which means they got their stuff out, but not in time for the garbage truck, which typically comes through first. So we're kind of going through that education process with people just to let them know. And if we make mistakes too, we're going to come back and take care of it. If not the same day, the next day. We do Sumner on Tuesdays, and actually the southern part of the town here on Tuesdays as well. So we've always got that opportunity to circle back if we need to correct a mistake we made, or even just help out a resident that didn't get their stuff out in time. We can't always guarantee it, but we're doing our best to do that.
All right.
Good.
Great.
Chris,
Thank you.
thanks.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
coming
Thank
by.
you.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Andy.
it.
Update from the clerk treasurer.
Hi. It's been a very adventurous 2.5 to 3 weeks. The office looks a little bit different, I would say a little bit more streamlined, maybe a little bit cleaner. But Lori has been pointing me in different directions. This is where this goes, this is where that goes, asking me really great questions. She's been fantastic to work with, so kudos to her. The main update that I have, and I guess I'm looking for some guidance for you guys. Come on in. You arrived just in time.
Sorry I'm running late.
That's all right. The main thing I'm looking for is some guidance as to how you want your packets. Right now, what we did for this meeting is put it all on paper, threw it in your bins in the office. Worked out fine for me. I know electronic is an option. The only request that I have is that we don't do both, because I don't want to duplicate work. Good night, guys.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
So if you have a preference, electronic versus paper, I am comfortable with both of them. I just need to know which one you'd like me to do.
Yeah, I'm electronic. That way I'll just print it out at work, and just works out better for me.
I don't have it. Well, I could do it at work too, but we're not going to tell Dane County.
Don't tell the Dane County.
Yeah.
I get, my only request
I
would be is
paper.
that what I do for one, I do for all. So I don't want to have electronic ones for you guys and paper ones for you guys, because that's just, we're going to do one or the other. It's just.
So
One
would you
is gonna be
print out a
paper, I'm
packet
sure.
For the night of the meeting, though? Would you print out a paper?
I would for myself, not an entire packet, though. So if you want a paper packet, I'm happy to do it, but then it would honestly make more sense to just do paper packets for everybody, because I'm already doing one. I can easily do 3 more.
I think my preference would be that you send us the agenda in advance and then put a paper copy in the tray. That would work better for me. But,
Doesn't matter to me. I can work. I can work either way.
yeah, that way, if there's something important, we can always get a copy of it or electronically
I like-
sent.
I like paper.
I don't have a problem with that. I don't.
I would also like paper.
Okay. So.
Sorry.
I thought I was a dinosaur.
So could we say maybe emailed agenda and then paper packet, or do you,
Emailed agenda
Okay.
is fine with me.
okay.
And then we
Um,
know if there's something that interests us
Yep.
or that we know we need to go in and
It
check
should
out.
always interest you.
Well, I know. Okay.
But other than that, things have been going really well. I've been There've been some issues from the November and the August elections that weren't completed, and I've completed those this week and last week, so that those are finally all closed out and taken care of. Lots of filing, lots of getting rid of really old stuff, like 8, 9, 10 years old stuff that's just outdated because laws have changed and no reason to keep it. So it's going to be a work in progress for a while. There's a little bit more counter space than there was before, but we're moving along slowly, but we're moving along, and a month from now we'll be further along than we are now. So stop in whenever you like. If you have a dog, bring them in. I love dogs. I don't think Lori minds. I don't know if she's a dog person, but people have been bringing dogs in for dog licenses and stuff. So.
Email addresses.
Oh yes, I'm glad. See, between the two of us, we got it covered. The other thing is that we are exploring the possibility of having a town email address for all the board members, which I personally really like. Knowing the open meetings and the public records law, like I know them, it would make me feel a lot better if you each had your own
It'd be great.
town email address as opposed to a personal one.
Yep.
Is there any objection to
No,
that?
I think that's great.
I know it's another thing for you to check, but
I'll check it, but I don't know how to set it up. You would set
We-
it
we're-
up for
we can work
us?
with you on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the issues of our computer upgrade that we thought this might be something we could do, but we wanted to make sure that you really wanted one before we did that. So
Right.
That would be
We'll get
great.
it set up. So,
I think that's it.
yeah.
I think that's it, so.
Any other questions for Chris on anything? Okay.
Thank you.
Discussion and possible action on Resolution 219-1. Last meeting, we passed this Town of Oakland resolution that authorized the borrowing and the payment back of the loan for the new fire engine, and that went through. Unfortunately, we had filled out the dollar amounts incorrectly on the agreement. We were given that it was $250,000, and then we calculated payments from that, and it turns out that in fact, the loan is only $227,000, and we did not have the right calculations for that. So, what we would like in your packet is a revised Resolution 219-01A. So what we would like to do is rescind Resolution 2019-01, and after we do that, then consider the next one. So I'm looking for a motion to rescind Resolution 2019-01.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Any further comments or questions on that? Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, now discussion and possible action of Resolution 219-01A, which has the correct amount of the loan being $227,000, and that our payment will be $24,842.41, which we will incur the 1 year from the date of the leases, which will be, I think, tomorrow or Thursday?
Tomorrow.
Okay, will be
Tomorrow,
tomorrow.
the 20th? Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay. So, needing a motion to
1 year from tomorrow.
1 year from tomorrow, because they're gonna execute the lease tomorrow
Okay.
on this. So, looking for a motion to approve Town of Oakland Resolution 2019-01A.
So moved.
Second.
Any further questions, discussion on that? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, opposed? Good. Next item is in your thing, which this has happened, the Lake Mills Triathlon will be on Sunday, June 2nd, starting at 7 a.m. And this always impacts us along County Road A and Hope Lake Road.
Yeah.
Do you do this one?
I haven't.
Okay. It always affects me when I'm going to church on Sunday. get out there and there's all these people biking by and they look exhausted. It's like, I feel bad for them. Anyway, we should just go on record as saying, yes, we're okay with this happening. There is a map, and I don't think there are anything new, and there's a certificate of liability insurance, so it's pretty much all set.
Okay, do you need a motion?
Yes, please.
Make a motion to approve the Lake Mills Triathlon on June 2nd, was it?
Yes.
On our county roads,
I'll second.
or town roads, sorry.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. Discussion, possible action on the request from Jesse Topel, who's seeking to rezone roughly 3 acres of parcel 022-0613-0524-000 from A1 to A3 to build a new home for Jesse and his wife. Jesse, you want to step up to the mic and just tell the board what you're doing here?
Yeah. Me and my wife are trying to rezone exactly 3.4 acres of our new parcel of our land to A3 so that we could go through the rest of our zoning process to build our new home.
Okay. This is on Hope Lake Road, and it's virtually right along the curve as you're coming west from A. It's kind of as you go around.
Yep.
And we did, Plan Committee reviewed it. This is there have been 3 splits on this property, and so there are no more splits. And there are 2 existing houses, and this will be the last permitted house on the original parcel. It can handle 1 more. There is 1 remaining lot, but it's not buildable. And so this can be approved, and it'll be the last home. So, yeah, it should be in there, Troy.
Yep.
So-
The zoning committee was okay with it?
Yeah, the Planning Committee recommends approval.
I'll make a motion to approve Jesse Topel's rezoning request. Parcel is stated here from A1 to A3 to build a home.
Second.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any further questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Good. You're set to go. We will file the paperwork, and you'll need, obviously, to get on county's agenda, but we'll send that over basically tomorrow. Okay. So, good. Congratulations, guy.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to seeing what it turns out to be.
Yeah, we met with the contractor tonight, so everything looks to be in place, so.
Great. Okay. Good. Thanks, guys.
More tax base.
Yeah.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, you too.
Okay. Update on raise and repair order for N4045 County Highway A. Is anyone here to speak to that? No. Okay. In your packet is a letter from Mary that is copied to all of you that was copied to Gary and Denise, the owners of the property. Just to refresh your memory, it's been 2.5 years. September 16th, 2016, when we approved issuing this. And the paperwork and all of the things that went on with that required a response by December 31st of 2018. On January 2nd, 2019, Mary received a phone call from Denise saying, we need an extension, please would you give us an extension? And Mary said, I don't have it in that authority, that's up to the board, but we need to know what has happened since that time. And so Mary had an appointment with the building inspectors and required that they let us in to look at the property. And Troy and what's the other guy?
Greg?
Greg, thank you. went in and then came back and briefed us. There is no working furnace in the property. The water is turned off. There are obviously no detectors. There's no electrical to the building. They inspected it and said that with 30 days of professional help, it could meet minimum code to be occupied, but there's way more stuff going on. There's garbage everywhere in the house and stuff, but I mean, just to meet building code things, it would take them basically a month with professional contractors, not do it yourself. And they were informed of that. What Denise has asked Mary for is 6 months. And we also sent Bruce over, and he reminded them that they have several outstanding tickets on the property that have yet to be paid, and that if he pushed the issue, he could fine them for every single day they continue to not resolve the situation. They were encouraged to get the car, the boat, the motor home out of the driveway and to start cleaning up the yard. And that was mid-January. I don't remember the exact date that they went and did that. Nothing has happened in between. You have then attached to Mary's letter a agreement that if we wanted to, we would enter into to allow for a 30-day extension from today's date, so that would put it out to March 17th. It would, if you get back to kind of the whereas is on the second page.
Now therefore.
Yeah, you get into the now therefores. They would agree that the does not void the order to raise and repair. They have to make the repairs called for in the property. They need to reimburse us for all costs and expenses associated with the raise and the repair, and that's limit. They have to allow us to re-inspect on March 17th. They are required to provide us with a current operating telephone number with voicemail, and we can leave up to 2 messages, and then we will consider that that message has been delivered. At that point, they waive any right to have us obtain an inspection warrant, and the final inspection then takes place on before March 17th.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look at
Julie
Mary's
happened to
letter,
be in the office when
Yeah.
Troy and
when they came in,
were in, and Greg were
I mean,
in.
it's like they're ignoring us. And if you look at Mary's letter, she indicates in paragraph 1, you should attend the next board meeting, explain, why you want your extension and what you can do to help us make our decision, to help you. And that obviously hasn't happened. And in the last paragraph, she writes, I would recommend you clean up all the things outside of the building before the town meeting, so we could make a better decision to at least show that you're trying to improve the property. And I haven't seen any of these things even attempt to be done for the last how many years. It's sad that we have to spend so much time on this and there's no attempt to even try to clean this up. I've read this a couple times already today, well, before I even got here. For those reasons, I understand, the lawyer, recommending we give every possible attempt, but she hasn't given us any indication that she's willing to try to fix this at all.
Yeah,
And it's just unfortunate for the taxpayers that we have to go through this, but we do.
Other thoughts, comments?
I certainly agree with Jimmy, but one comment I would have is, does this document with all the added verbiage, actually put us in a little better place from a legal standpoint. And to only give 28 days, that would be my comment.
Yeah,
I-
Mary's viewpoint was that
That would be my only question. I don't know what her
that
viewpoint is.
granting an extension would put us in a better situation with ultimately having to go to court.
I think with the terms she's put in here, that certainly shows that we've,
Mary's take on this is that sometimes the judges tend to say, you know, oh, when they come in, they give a sob story, and the judges say, well, you know, give them a little more time. And Mary's feeling, and the reason why she's proposed this is this shows that we're not unreasonable, that we're trying to work with them, they're not responding to us, and so her thought was that was a good step to make.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with Mary's position there. And as Tom stated, it's probably the best thing for the town to do. But I want to note in paragraph 3 of Mary's letter that they will reimburse the town for all legal expenses and any other expenses that occur here. So that's duly noted in the paragraph. And the other frustrating part of this is we weren't able to get a hold of them. They weren't replying to our voice messages and our contacts. And then thankfully in Mary's letter, she actually made that a condition.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah,
that's-
we felt that was pretty important, that the struggles we'd had in getting them to respond. So,
Do we have a list of, an itemized list of costs and expenses?
no, they were basically the front of the letter in here that went to them reiterates what Greg and Troy came up with as far as what has to happen. That is the minimum for them to bring it into habitation. You still wouldn't want to live in there. There's a lot of other issues, but this is per the dwelling code what has to happen. I mean, according to them, all of the ductwork is rusted out. And so, and the furnace is all rusty, and you know, their answer is, well, we're going to put in baseboard heat, except you need a larger electrical service than the average residential to do that. And so, they
So this
haven't
is the actual,
entertained.
the itemized list is what, this would include what we've already dished out for attorney's fees and everything.
Yes.
So we need to get, if we approve this 30 days, we need to get that to them right away.
Right. Well, and I think Mary's prepared to do that. So, this is really I share Jimmy's frustration because if you go back and you look at the minutes back in September of 16, we'll fix it in 60 days and I'll be living there. And it's only gotten worse in the 60. days.
Well,
So,
it's not even plowed out. There's no way
No.
they can get
No,
anything
it's-
out of there right now.
yeah. So,
And it's going to get worse tonight.
yeah, tonight, but then Sunday it'll all get washed away.
Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, they're saying rain. So, I think that Tom's point is well taken. We probably ought to grant the extension with a pretty strong confidence rating that nothing will happen. But it puts us in a better key because we're ultimately going to end up to court. And it's always amazing that people say they don't have any money to make the repairs, but they always find money to pay an attorney to fight. So,
It's all right to do that.
I have a
So-
question.
Yeah.
So on the last page, it has signature spots for Jean and Gary and Denise. If the board approves this tonight, is this agreement valid without their signatures?
no, they're going to have to sign.
Okay. And if they choose not to?
then
Accept the
it's a
They don't
moot
agreement.
get their
point.
extension.
They don't get
Yeah,
their
there's no
extension.
extension.
Yeah.
I guess that was more for my information than anybody
Yeah.
else's, but,
Yeah, and, yeah.
Okay.
That could certainly be part of the motion.
Well,
No, I think that's,
it's implicit.
yeah, if they don't sign, then
There's no extension.
they're not accepting it.
And we've still made the offer, and they weren't agreeable to signing it. I think
Right.
that even gives us more power
Yeah.
in a
But I
litigation.
do think that when we present this to them for their signature, we need to have that list of expenses.
Yeah, and that's Mary. Mary will contact them for their signatures.
And did Gene, I remember one meeting, he said that if it comes to taking the house down, that he was looking into seeing if we could put a lien on the,
Yeah, and that's still an open issue, but
Okay.
that's, yeah. So
I would assume we could.
I
I don't know why we couldn't.
yeah, I think we can, but so
that would be something that
But
we
once-
do after
Assuming,
this
assuming
30
we've
days.
gone through all the
Yeah.
legal hurdles.
yeah.
And
Okay,
So how about a motion
To accept the 30-day extension.
to grant,
Or
about
grant
to
the-
grant the 30-day?
Okay, I'll make a motion to grant the extension to go to, was it March 17th, we said?
Mhm.
To go to March 17th as our lawyer has recommended in her letter here.
second?
Second, Tom. Further questions, discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? Okay. Discussion and possible action on upgrade to the town hall computer system. Last month, we approved up to $7,000, and working through all of the equipment lists and all of the things that we're going to need, we are coming in at about $6,691. And we were able to add a new computer for Jeff over in the garage. His was pretty bad shape, and so we've added a reconditioned laptop for Jeff, and we're going to correct the link between the two buildings so he has good. And all of that has brought us in. We've come in less than I think we thought at $6,691. So
Pretty good budgeting, whoever did that.
thank you. And some of the equipment is already in, and we're waiting, and we gave them some of the technical data. So hopefully within the next couple of weeks, it is a big deal in the office because we only have one computer that is working on QuickBooks and some of the things that we need. And so, like this morning I was in, and Chris is over, sitting doing something else while Lori's hammering away preparing the bill list. So we want to get that done. So.
I can tell you, we both can't wait to be more efficient.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
Yeah.
We're both very excited for this to
So,
happen, so.
so we're doing well getting that into what we thought. So, okay, correspondence. You have the court docket, and then you also have monthly disbursements, and you have the year-to-date profit loss budget in correspondence. So, approval of disbursements.
I'll make a motion that we approve the disbursements, beginning with ACH, doesn't even have a number on it, to the Wisconsin Retirement System.
Right.
I guess 69-036-4912-000, through and including, looks like check number 40214 in the aggregate amount of $2,079,448.54.
I'll second.
Second, good. That, there are some reasons why it's high, in that we had close to about $900,000 of property tax disbursements to other units of government. And we have received the matching money from the TRID grant in the amount of about $629,000 something. And we will be paying down the construction loan at Badger Bank. And then in March or April, we'll be converting that to the one that we approved with the 2.6% interest, 5 years, and then second 5 years. So that's why it's a little bit higher than a normal, and that's why we're higher, which is, I guess, some good news in that. So, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, and we have then a request to authorize the clerk and deputy clerk to issue tax rebate refunds in the amount of $1,631.91. Those are overpayments by people like their bank just issued the check and they paid more money than they needed to. And so we need to authorize them to, our clerks, to go ahead and issue the refund checks. And then the checks will show up on the subsequent bill list, but we need to authorize them to go ahead and do those.
I'll move.
$1,631.91.
That number.
To authorize the clerk and deputy clerk to property tax refunds in the amount of $1,631.91.
Second?
Second.
Okay. Moved and seconded to authorize the tax rebates in the amount of $1,631.91. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And we have one other, that a January adjustment, the payment to the Wisconsin retirement system was left off from our bill list at the last meeting. However, it was done via an ACH, and so it was done. And so we need to amend our January meeting's bill list to the amount of $1,871 that was paid to the Wisconsin Retirement Fund. So I need a motion to adjust our January bill list, $1,800.71.
Okay, I'll make a motion to adjust the what? The
The January bill list or monthly disbursements,
January bill list for $1,871.
$71. Second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Any discussion or comments? Okay.
Growing pains.
It's been interesting.
For us all.
All of those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And no, any opposed? No? Okay. And our next meeting date is March 19th, 2019. Mr. Pounder will be setting the dates for open book and board of review at that time? Okay, good.
Before we adjourn, Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
I did contact Best Defense a couple different times. Still haven't heard back, so that's the update I have on there. So I don't
Okay.
know if we want to decide to move on from that issue or try to find someone else or just keep contacting them. I left at least 2 more messages, maybe 3,
Okay.
since our
Did they
last.
not give he was here, right?
He came here initially, did the visit, gave us a proposal.
That's what I thought.
We scaled back the proposal because we didn't feel that the monitoring system was needed, and then the extra expense to it. So we just wanted the lights and the horn and a few other things that we asked for, and just haven't heard back from him yet.
That's
So I don't
interesting.
know.
Job's
Yeah.
not big enough now, or what?
Yeah.
It could be.
So if you want me to continue to work with him, I will try. If not, we will move a different direction.
Jimmy, do you
That
think
would
it's
be-
because you're, because difficulty matching up schedules, or
I
don't know?
No idea.
Just
I'm
not
just
getting
not getting a
any-
response back now, so.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
continue trying if that's what you
Well,
want.
we
If not,
can, we can start looking at seeing some other companies and see what we find, so, okay. Anything else? Go to the board.
March 2nd.
Training.
Training.
Registrations were sent in,
Okay.
so it's you, me, and Gene. He'll be back. And so the 3 of us, you guys were unable, and I don't know whether we've been asked Lori if she wanted to attend, because there's a financial reporting thing in there. And so she's still not quite sure whether she's going to make it. But
Okay.
yeah, registrations were taken care of,
I would go, but I have class that day, so I can't make it.
so.
Grad school.
That's important.
It is.
It's important, but you don't need to rush and finish that, you know. 'Cause I don't want you to fly the coop.
What, you're just suggesting he's going to fly the coop? Is that what I heard?
Okay. Nothing
hope
else?
not.
Anything else?
Nothing else to come before the board? We can